heard of the disease shingles? You've probably seen commercials for the vaccine. It's this painful, blistering rash. Anyway, did you know it comes from chickenpox? I like to believe that I'm not that old, but it was common to get chickenpox when I was a kid. The vaccine was introduced in 1995. Anyway, so you get chickenpox as a child, then it just goes away. But here's what happens next. The virus still lives in the cell bodies in your dorsal root ganglia and cranial nerve bodies. It sits there dormant for years, and then one day, it just reactivates, and it travels along the axons to the nerve endings, and produces blisters in the skin. A terrible, painful, blistering rash. You know what else was dormant for years, only to come back suddenly? Me. Eminem had a song about it. My name is Rich Vogel, and this is Stimulating Stuff. Wow, I am so excited to be starting this podcast. And let me just begin by saying thank you for listening. If you've been in the field of neuromonitoring and neurophysiology for a while, we probably know each other, right? I mean, we go way back. Who knows? If you're new to the field of neuromonitoring, you're probably wondering, who's this chuggy simp? I mean, nobody really. I'm just a guy living out life on the pale blue dot of a planet orbiting a star in the middle of nowhere, just like you. Only difference is, I started a podcast. The truth is, I love to write, I love to teach, I love communicating with people from all around the world. I'm very passionate about brain stuff, and I will talk nerdy to you all day long. Try me. So, about 7 years ago, I started a blog about neuromonitoring. It was called Neurologic Labs. Don't bother looking for it. It's gone. No idea why I called it that. Maybe because the whole idea of writing a blog was an experiment. I did this in a time when there was almost nothing on the internet about neuromonitoring. I had no idea if it would be successful or if it would fail. I just wanted to write, to teach, to connect with people and build a network. I learned fairly quickly that people really liked hearing from me too. I mean, I was shocked. At the height of my writing in 2018, just 5 years ago, I had over 2,500 people reading my blog on a monthly basis. A blog about neuromonitoring. That's over half of all people working in neuromonitoring in the country. It's amazing. Then one day, I just shut the whole thing down and removed every trace of my website from the internet. I think a lot of my readers didn't really understand why I did this, so I'll tell you. I deleted the blog because the neuromonitoring company that I work for was sold to a much larger company, and I just assumed that the new company would make me shut down the blog. So I wanted to make that decision on my own terms, probably because I don't really like being told what to do. Anyway, in hindsight, I don't know if that company would have forced me to shut down the blog or not. I learned a good lesson though. Never make assumptions about people. Ask questions, learn, clarify. You may be surprised at what you find. I think it's kind of sad that most of what I wrote on that blog is lost, never to be seen again. I noticed over the past few years, after shutting down my blog, that something was missing from my life. And it became so apparent during COVID. I missed the creative outlet of writing. I missed connecting with people. I missed just being part of the world. That's why I'm here with you today, starting a podcast, talking about the things that interest me, meeting and interviewing new people, chatting with old friends, mixing in education about everything from neurophysiology to management. So I'm calling this thing stimulating stuff. I mean, it's what you do in neuromonitoring, right? Stimulate stuff. But it's also the topics, the people, the discussions that make up this podcast. That's also stimulating stuff. See what I did there? Nothing? Cool. Okay, moving on. Look, all of this is to say, I'm back, like chickenpox, because I had this itch to be creative and network. I want to connect and unite people in our field from all around the world. So listen, I've got a bunch of amazing guests lined up for interviews about all kinds of topics. There will be people you know, people you've never heard of, rising stars, has-beens, movers, shakers, troublemakers, and other alleged people of interest. I even have some super interesting people from outside of neuromonitoring. Aside from interviews, some days I'm just going to roll solo and run my mouth about the things that interest me. Hopefully they'll interest you, and I hope you'll join me on this adventure. Please remember to like and share my posts. Finally, if you have ideas, specific topics, or if you have something you'd like to share in an interview, send me an email, stimulatingstuffpodcast@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. I'm Rich Vogel, and this is Stimulating Stuff.